we can find the greatest analogies and inspirations for leadership do's and don'ts everywhere. So last night, the family and I were watching The Empire Strikes Back. And if you're unfamiliar with this movie, the villain, Darth Vader, has an interesting leadership style. If you disappoint him, or let him down, he uses his dark forces to choke you, and then you die. It's a pretty hostile work environment. Nobody in that work environment has conversational dialogue. No one's asking about your family, your friends, what you do outside of work. No one's patting you on the back for a job well done. And most of us don't work in quite such a hostile work environment, but what we learn and see from the Empire is blameful work environment. The look for who's to blame, who did something wrong. And when we find the person who does something wrong, they're out. And the next person steps into place. The next person gets promoted into that spot. Now let's just consider what blameless problem solving could look like. So there's a problem. Instead of us looking for who did what wrong, who was in error, whose responsibility, who's to blame, what we look at instead is, okay, we have this problem. Let's bring our heads together and let's figure it out. Now, our other team in Star Wars is the rebellion. And that is how the rebellion operates. We have this problem in front of us. Doesn't matter how the problem got there. How are we going to rally together? Who has which strengths? What position does each of those individuals need to play so that we can solve these problems? They gather around this large table and everyone tosses ideas into the mix. And yes, sometimes they disagree, but in the end, when they decide what it is that they're going to do, collectively, they all go and do it. And they all go and play the role that they're assigned to play that is playing to their strengths. So what does your work environment look like? As a leader, how are you navigating problems? Do you look for blame, pass blame, and choke people out? Or do you look at the problem, rally the troops together, and work together to solve the problem?